What's up, guys? My name is Adriel Rivera, and I make music in my shed. Join with me today is somebody else who also makes music in my shed, and someone who's jealous that they don't have this awesome t-shirt on right now. Tegan James Pres, Washington.
It's true, dude. I am so jealous, and honestly, like, I've been waiting for weeks and weeks and weeks because I've seen them. So the question is, like, when am I gonna be able to purchase one, Adriel?
Right now, they're available now. The every 25th third edition t-shirts. Every year, if you guys don't know, I come out with 25 new every 25th t-shirts to celebrate, another year of 25th. September is when I started releasing a song every month on the 25th. 4 years ago now at this point, which is crazy. It's been 4 years since I've been releasing a song a month. And so to celebrate, we got the third edition t-shirts. If you're wondering why it's third edition, but we've been releasing for 4 years, is because I didn't do any t-shirts the first year. But ever since 3 years ago, we've been doing t-shirts. So look at that, third edition t-shirts.
Yes, sir.
Sheesh. And these are really good. Like, these are the best t-shirts that I've made so far.
I would agree with that statement. Yeah, they're super clean. The design's nice. The quality is really high.
Yeah, and it's for real, like the fit of the t-shirt and like the quality of it, it's like, it's what I want. Like, this is where I wanted my merch to go, like the direction of my merch, and I'm glad we made it there. So if you guys want to pick one up, feel free to check out the description anywhere you get your podcasts. But today we're going to be going over my new song. Do you know what it's called?
Nope.
If Sexy Were Someone.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Bro has never heard this before.
I haven't.
All right, bro. Try not to when you listen to the song, just like keep yourself contained, you know what I'm saying?
All right, bro.
All right.
I'll try my best. No promises.
All right, you ready to listen?
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Boom.
What you think?
Dude.
First
Smooth.
listen, first impression.
So smooth. I mean, dude, what you did with this instrumental is like crazy. Like it's so sweet. I love this part that I'm sure we'll talk about with that synth.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
All right, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, good vocal performance, just nice and smooth, like good transitions between everything. Like, yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, so should we just get into it?
I mean, let's dive in, right?
Were you able to keep yourself contained listening to this?
Dude, it was hard. It was hard, you know, but it took some mental toughness, but I did it.
Bro said it was hard for real. That's crazy.
It was, but then I had to chill out. That's crazy. Guys, I'm so sorry. You know what? Let's just strike that from the record.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to these drums real quick. So these drums in oh shoot, I just removed the drums.
Where'd the drums go?
You know the MKTO song. Hey, where are the drums?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, whatever. Anyway, the drums of the song, they're mainly just like a sample, right? I typically don't use like samples in. You mind if I turn the headphones down? By the way.
Go crazy.
All right. Moving on. I typically don't use samples a lot when it comes to like my songs. Well, depending on what you identify as samples, I use like samples of drum one shots, but like whole loops I tend not to use a lot. But this time, this loop just like fit really well with like the groove of like the song, the synths and all that. I'm like, I'm gonna use this. But I did add in some fills here and there that you'll hear within the song. But these are the drums. And then you hear that like, bruh, Google's out here trying to talk to us. But yeah, so those little fills in there, those are fills that I threw in with samples that I have in my library. But that screech right there, right? That. So I made that as well. And I did it with like a violin. It's like I have a violin one shot that I like pitch bent to go up and like just with a bunch of reverb and like effects and delay. But I love that sound because I feel like it just adds like a nice punch when it like comes in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially at the beginning right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to this synth. Where do I have this synth at? Boom. I'm really proud of this synth. So I make all my synths in Serum. This is another one of those synths that I made in Serum. And yeah, this is a song that like is all basically synthesizers. There's drum samples, but then besides that, everything else is synthesizers. I typically use like, you know, some sort of organic elements in most of my songs. I'll use like electric guitar or like electric bass, or acoustic guitar, things like that. This song is all synthesizers. I haven't made a song with just synthesizers in a long time, but I think synthesizers, especially with this synth, just the way to go.
Yeah. Do you have obviously it seems like you have a preference towards including some sort of like instrumentation like done, you know, more live by yourself. Is that true?
Yeah. And actually something that I think Russ said was that like live instruments will always be timeless. You know, like songs that have like live instruments from way back when are still like, you know, pretty viable songs. Like they don't sound as dated.
Yeah.
Even though like, you know, there's time period you can tell when a song is older. It's like it's easier to listen to a song with organic instruments than it is with synthesizers, because synthesizers, they'll lose their, I guess, like you can they're pretty dated, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess subconsciously I kind of lean towards organic sounds a little more, especially just with my genre. Indie pop, like bedroom pop, is very like organic sounding. But every once in a while, gotta use synthesizers, and I'm proud. Like, I'm not a big synth person. Like, as in, like, I'm not super adverse in how to make synths exactly the way that I want them to sound. but I know a little bit. And I'm really proud with how this synth came out because, like, I think it just sounds so smooth, you know?
Yeah.
That like whoa. So good.
I'm so with that, man. It sounds real good.
Thank you. And then later in the song, this little breakdown right here, the synth ends up switching a little bit, right? So instead of having like this like wobbly waviness going on, they're more elongated. And so if you have a listen right here. And then eventually they become choppy again. And this is like in the bridge section of the song. So playing it with the rest of the song, just to give you an idea of how it comes together.
If sexy was someone, yeah, who would be?
You know, and this little breakdown area, I think having it elongated just helps build it up to that final drop, right?
Yeah.
And anybody that's curious that knows like a little bit about mixing and production, if you're curious on how like I made the sound of the synth, it's a saw wave with like a filter, right? So like an EQ that is like it's a low pass filter that kind of just like opens up a little bit, so you have that, you know.
Yeah.
But to make that like wobbly sound, you as it opens, you also automate the like there's like an LFO on there, right? And so it'll go like as it's opening. Let me see if I can like demonstrate with my hands. As it's opening, it'll like open and then come back down a little bit like every so often. So it goes like wah.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's how you get that like wobbly sound.
Huh. Okay.
But yeah, so if you ever want to make a synth, go ahead. Now you know.
Noted.
Speaking of synths, right? So we have the lead synth that goes on top of that one. This is what you hear in the chorus. And this is that good old meow synth. Bringing it back. And it's just got a lot of reverb on it. And so playing it with, you know, the other synth. All right, so we got one more thing. What do you think it is?
I mean, if I had to guess, it had to be some sort of bass element.
Some more synths? Bass
What?
synth? It's a bass synth, bro.
Who would have thought?
You were half right. But yeah. So we got the bass, and then this bass line, of course, is also a synth. This is a square wave, with some more like. I think this also has a filter automated on it as well, and so you get this kind of like sound. You just give it a listen. It's almost like a croaky sound. But that the bass line goes on throughout the entire song, right? And so all together, everything in the intro sounds like this. Building it up from the ground up. Drums, bass, lead synth, and then chorus, chords.
That was great, dude.
And then the producer tag. Okay, on top of that, because you pointed it out earlier, in this little drop area, we got another synth that comes in. Right. So for this synth, or at least for this section, what we do is we drop out that OG synth that's been playing the whole time. That one's gone, right? So we leave it behind. But we bring in this new synth, which is a saw synth. So it's like, it's a saw wave that's just doubled a bunch, right? So then you have this huge wall of sound. And then this is sidechained as well. and it's just playing the same chords. There's also an LFO that's like modulating the wave table itself. So this saw wave kind of like changes shape ever so slightly as it's going. And so that's why there's that little like wiggliness sound to it, like the yeah. I don't know how else to do it.
I mean, no, that was great. Like, I totally know what you're talking about.
Right. But yeah, and then so we drop out the lead synth the lead synth, this little melody that's playing also doesn't play in this like final chorus area until later on when it comes back. But when I was making it, originally I had that lead synth. Originally I had the other synth below these saw synth chords. But sometimes I find that when you drop elements, it actually makes it stronger. So like having the lead synth and then having those other chords underneath it, what ended up happening is it just sounded too full, too much. There's too much going on. And so cleaning it out, like thinning it out, it's like thinning out the leaves or the branches on a tree, to keep it healthy. Sheesh, gardening metaphor. But yeah, if you thin it out, and, keep it simpler, it can actually turn out to be more powerful, right? Just to show what I mean, I'll shift this over to right here and then shift this right here. Let me see. Let me rearrange this so you can get an idea of what it was like. So putting this together. And that's just, there's too much going on.
Yeah.
And so simpling it, or what did I say?
I'm unsure.
Simpling it down to this. You can tell the difference in like the cleanness, you know, and I think it's better this way. Yeah. And so, like I said, we do bring back that lead synth, but only after that main chorus, and then now we just have the "You would be" right, like that's going on in the background. So since there's less vocals filling the space, you bring the lead back in, and it supplements, right? And then finally, we're bringing it back, stripping down the elements, but then we have these little keys going on, right? It is just like a nice extra ambience, extra atmosphere. This also goes on in the second verse to like just vary up the second verse from the first verse a little bit, but. But yeah, so you can hear it there. And yeah, speaking of the verses as well, you can hear as well, everything gets stripped down to just the drums and the bass line. And that, I feel like, gives it more like, it gives it like an eerie sound, but like in a sexy way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like just listening to like this.
Love those little clothes you wear.
And I'm gonna mute the vocals real quick. Very simple, but I think simple goes a long way. And then the synth comes back. Yeah.
Fire, dude. I mean, definitely like one of my favorite instrumentals you've ever done.
Thank you. Yeah, and I've gotten some. That's like the biggest thing that people say is like, or that I've read so far, heard, is like the instrumental. A lot of people like for this one.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad, because I really liked it too when I was making it.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh shoot, this is turning out pretty good. But yeah, so this is basically the song though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any questions, comments, concerns?
Can you make a beat like this for me, possibly? It's so fire, dude.
I could try.
I love like, yeah, how many different layers of synths you put in there. But definitely everything like everything has its moment.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, like this end part, like that's really it for me. Like that's fire. That's fire.
I'm glad you like it. one thing I was gonna say too. Okay, so my girlfriend pointed out that like the song feels a little more auto-tuned than mostly usually what I do. Do you feel that way or no?
I feel like I felt that slightly in the beginning.
Okay.
But then either I came around to it or didn't really notice it, but I'm assuming that's because it's pretty low in your register, no?
Yeah, it is pretty low on my register. So it wasn't intentional to be so auto-tuned, I'll be honest. Like when you're mixing, you sometimes like you go like, I guess like blind to certain aspects of the mix, well, when you're consistently working on it, right?
Yeah.
So for me, the pitch correction was something that I got blind to. So it wasn't supposed to be this like robotic sounding, but my girlfriend said that like she thought it was intentional because of how like just everything is just synths. It's all digital. It's like this very digital song.
Yeah.
So she said that she thought it was a stylistic choice, which I'm gonna go with that. It's a
Yeah.
stylistic choice.
It's a stylistic choice. Yeah, I didn't it wasn't like bad or anything. Yeah, I think it sounded good.
Good. All right, dope. But you actually saved me because when I was working on the mix of this, I was like trying to do the whole pitch correction, and the hard part about this performance is that it's very gravelly, so there's a lot of like croaking in the vocal performance. And when it comes to manually pitch correcting with like new tone and stuff like that, those croaking sounds is what new tone struggles with the most, and so it's really hard to get a good pitch correction, right? Like sometimes like you'll get these weird artifacts with those croaking noises, and it just does not sound natural. It sounds weird, right?
Yeah.
And by natural, like it doesn't sound auto-tuned. It sounds like it just sounds like screechy. Like it sounds really like weird, and it's like it doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
It just does not sound good.
Yeah.
So like when it comes to moments like this, you have to rely more on like a automatic pitch correction plugin. And I have a few of them, but like none of them were doing the job that I needed it to do. But luckily, this guy over here has an auto-tune plugin or pitch correction plugin that is just sitting in my computer.
Yep.
And I was looking at pitch correction plugins because I was about to buy one just to get this like mix done.
Yeah.
But the one I was looking at, I was like, wait, this dude has it. And I looked at like my plugins and it was there. And I was
Yeah.
like, shoot, bro. So
Yes, sir.
you
Yes,
saved
sir.
me. You saved me a chunk of change there with that pitch correction.
Hey man, I'm glad I could help out.
Thank you, bro.
Where's my credit, bro? Do I get some mixing credit? Or
For
something?
real, yeah. I gotta put in producer credit. But yeah, so yeah, that came in handy. And I still did like manual pitch correction, but I didn't do it to the extent that I usually do it. I just guided the notes to be at the right spot, and then on top of that, I layered over the pitch correction.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and I guess I pushed it a little too much. It seems, but hey, it was intentional.
It was intentional. It sounds good. It sounds good.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys checking out the description and picking up one of these shirts.
For real. Because I'm about to do that right now.
Sheesh. Do you know what time it is? And it's
Uh,
not time to buy a t-shirt.
Oh, dang it. Well, then I don't know, dude.
It's quote of the week.
Oh.
All right. What's your quote? You can go first. You'll go first. Let's do you go first.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Lying is a spectrum. And I said that the other day.
Sheesh. He's quoting himself.
And I was kind of like, it was kind of eye-opening because I think something that I learned as I grew up is like the reason that lying is so bad is because when you catch somebody lying one time, you then start to question what other times that they've lied and what will they lie about? What's the extent of it? And I think everybody's a liar. You know what I mean? Like
To an extent, yeah.
everyone's a liar to an extent, whether it's a little white lie or it's like huge lies.
Yeah.
And so you just have to figure out like where on that spectrum people are.
Yeah, that's facts.
And it's also, the spectrum is also subjective because certain lies could, be more of like more of a problem for me than they would be for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I just think that that's crazy. We're all liars.
We are all layers, but except for me though.
Yeah. Never lied before?
Nope, I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, it's like because like a white lie, like you got white lies that are just like they're not like if I told you like if you asked me what's something that what was the last thing when was the last time I lied to you? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like I've lied to you about like anything important.
Yeah.
If it was important, I would remember.
See, but like that's a scary thing because like you might not think it's important. What if I thought it was important though?
That's facts. That's facts.
You know, it's crazy.
What was the last time you lied to me?
I don't know. I'm trying to think through today if I said anything.
Bro lied about this song. He actually was bricked up the entire time.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Man, no, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd like to think I'm a pretty trustworthy person.
I guess we're just honest people, bro. We don't lie to each other. We just lie to the audience.
For real.
Yeah.
It happens.
All right. My quote is also from you, from on your latest single, Locked In. My true love is the craft. Is that true?
I do think that's true. I believe it to be true. Thank you for quoting me, man.
You're welcome. Yeah. Do you see yourself ever like giving up on rapping? Let's say like you get a good acting gig and it's like a pretty solid role, and then like it opens doors for you and like acting could be the career path that like really takes you far. Would you still continue to rap?
I do think I would continue rapping no matter what, whether it comes to like releasing the music. I'm not sure, but in the specific scenario you just laid out, I honestly think I may end up like almost doubling down because if I get a good acting role or something, that's a public job in the entertainment space, so I kind of like would have my foot in the door.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that happens all the time, like somebody that they're on Disney Channel and then all of a sudden it's freaking just doing a little acting and then they're Demi Lovato and in arenas and stuff. So
that's
like
facts.
it'd be happening.
Selena Gomez,
Miley Cyrus.
Let's see. Let's list off some other. Would you say Childish Gambino? He's not a Disney actor,
He's
but
not a
like,
Disney actor.
Good old Donald Glover.
But yeah. So yeah, I think this will always be a part of my life. And even like once again, even if I'm not like releasing music or anything, like rap culture is still just a huge part of my life. Like I have tattoos and it's like it's my go-to conversation piece. Like that's what I'm always trying to talk about is rap and
Crypto.
rap and Marvel, But outside of that, like that's me. But yeah.
What was I gonna say? Would you say that like acting is also your craft though? Like could you fall in love with acting?
I think acting is a craft. I don't think I've fallen in love with the craft yet. I'm very intrigued by like the process and everything and the projects that I am doing and like it's fun.
You're just in the talking stage with acting.
Precisely. I'm just seeing what it's about, trying it out. Haven't done like too much like formal schooling with acting and everything, but
yeah, bro's got a music business degree.
But yeah.
Shout out Pres. If you ever need any music business advice, this guy has a degree.
That's true. I don't know that means that I qualify. It qualifies me to answer your question, and you should always take advice with a grain of salt. But yeah, I'm down. I did study that. What about you? You think you can do music forever?
Yeah, I think I definitely would continue to do music. I mean, there's definitely there's so much to do in life. I don't feel like music is gonna be like end all be all. I'm sure I'll venture out into other projects, but like I'll always come back to it though. The pace on which I make it probably would change over time, or release it, or maybe I'll make more. Who knows? But as of right now, this is it though. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what we're doing, and this is what we're perfecting over here and building. We're trying to build businesses, around music. So a business around music. Let's
with
do
that.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, bro. Let's get it done.
Cheers. All right.
Thanks for being a part of it.
Yeah, for real. And for picking up a shirt.
For real.
But if you guys like this podcast and you want to continue to be part of our journey, feel free to rate it 5 stars on your podcast player. And leave a comment. They got comments on Spotify now. So, give us a little hello. We appreciate it. This has been Tegan James Pres Washington III. And I am Adriel Rivera. And we make music in my shed.